Hey there guys, Tim Heinrich with Team Revved, another Motivation Monday, and today I want to talk about being stubborn about being positive. Now, the word stubborn usually has sort of a negative connotation to it. You know, we usually use it like in an argument with, our spouse or a friend, family, or something like that, where it's just like, you're so stubborn, they won't see eye to eye, they won't listen to your point of view. We don't usually use it in a positive connotation, like, you're so stubborn about encouraging people all the time. It's just not usually used in that way. So, but today I want to encourage you to think about it in a positive light. Be stubborn about being positive. And the reason I say it like this is because there's so many things that go on in life that can make it very easy to go to a negative place. A lot of times those thoughts just come up on us automatically. We have a bad day at work. We got into an argument at home. Something just didn't go our way that day, and so it's very easy to get into negative thinking and complaining about it and all that sort of stuff. And we're all sort of programmed this way. There's very few of us who, have this down, and I'm definitely not one of them yet. I work to change this every day. But the more often we're able to move our thoughts from the negative over to the positive, even if we don't feel like it, getting into that habit will make a huge difference in your life. Now, let's take your health and fitness, since this is a health and fitness site. Let's take your health and fitness specifically. Like, you just started a new program. You've been doing it for 2-3 weeks solid. You've been consistent with your workouts. You've been following the nutrition guide pretty well. You feel like you're doing what you need to be doing, but you're not seeing the sort of results you want. Maybe you've only lost a couple of pounds, or you haven't seen the scale move at all. You don't look all that much different, and so you're starting to get discouraged. And you start the negative thoughts, and you're like, this is just like every other time I tried it. I'm not meant to be thin. I'm not meant to have the body that I want. I should just give up. And those negative thoughts, they're going to weigh you down, and they're going to make it to where ultimately you're going to quit. And it's not just because it's a negative thought process, or we've convinced ourselves of something that's just not true, but that those negative thoughts, they carry a weight with them, and they really drag your energy down in everything you've done. And you've probably noticed this at some time or another. I mean, most of us, we can connect to the idea that when we do a hard physical workout, that we're going to be tired afterwards, and we might be tired later in the day, and that makes sense to us in our minds. It's like, because we physically did work, we expended energy, so we're tired, we're depleted. Well, the same thing happens in your mind. Even if you're not moving at all, you're not doing any physical work, you'd be just sitting on the couch thinking and just ruminating about negative stuff going on in your life, or just negative thoughts about the stuff going on in your life, because nothing that happens in your life is positive or negative, it just is. But the way we associate to it is what really starts to drag us down, and it can be easy to go negative on that if it's not going the way that we want it to. And so you could be sitting on your couch all day long just thinking, fuming about these negative things, or thinking these negative thoughts, and you're just exhausted. Have you ever had a day like that where you just feel down, depressed, you want to take a nap every couple of hours, you want to eat nothing but junk food? That is all because of what's going on up in here. It's getting into your body, all right? It's all affected, and it's all energy. You're expending energy up here the same way you are when you're doing physical stuff. It's just a different form of it. So this is why it's so important to be stubborn about being positive. Now, I say be stubborn because, like I said, a lot of those negative thoughts, they just come up automatically. You learned how to react to something very early in your life, and you've just sort of done it automatically because that's become your habit. But as with any habit, it can be changed. It can be redirected. And if you want to be more positive, you want to feel more lightness in your life, you want to feel more lightness towards your activities, you want to feel more positive about the things that you're doing, that maybe you're not seeing results as quickly as you want, but you want to continue to believe in the process, get up every day with that right attitude, because that is so key to getting the results that you want, then you have to be stubborn. Every time one of those negative thoughts comes up, you have to take time to redirect it. And it's not going to be fun at first. The automatic thought is going to come in so much more powerfully and so much easier than trying to replace it with a positive thought, and you're going to feel like a fraud at certain times, because you're like, I'm just lying to myself. I really don't feel this way. I really don't feel positive. I really don't feel like I'm going to get the results that I want. You have to scoot that to the side, even if you don't believe it at first. Make yourself think the positive things. One of the ways that I do this for myself is I take the time, if I get into a negative thought pattern and I can't just automatically think my way out of it, or trying to put positive thoughts or mantras into it just isn't helping me, I will sit down and I will journal out what's really going on in my head, because sometimes you need to kind of step back from whatever's going on up there to be able to give it perspective and understand why it's happening that way. Because when you write it down and you start to analyze it, and you're not stuck in this sort of stream of like, it's like a broken record sort of thing going on in your head. You can step back from whatever those thoughts are, write it down, get a little perspective on it, and that can help you release some of it. And then at the end of what I journal down, if I get through all those negative thought patterns, kind of understand the root of it, then I end it with something positive. It's like, focus your energies here instead. I talk to myself, like I coach myself. To be honest, you have to be your own coach. You have to be your own biggest supporter. And the only way you can do that, if you've ever had a good supporter in your life, did they talk down to you? No, they lifted you up. They encouraged you. They made you feel like you were worth more than you thought you were. They made you feel like you were capable of more than you thought you were. And because of that, if you listened to them and you took their faith and their belief in you and just held on to that, you got better results, and therefore you started to believe in yourself more. You can do this on your own. I try to put together videos that I feel, and they're things that I've worked through or I'm working through. So I use them to motivate myself too. But I hope to be able to motivate you all with some of the things and insights that I've discovered during my journey. And you can do that for yourself too. Make your own video, even if you don't put it up on YouTube. Show it to yourself. Watch yourself speaking confidently. Sometimes that's enough for me to watch some of my own videos. I know it sounds, narcissistic, but it's like, that's the best proof for me that I know that I can be confident, that I, can be positive. And so if I'm feeling negative, I see that's some of the best proof to me. Because watching somebody else be positive, they might have some good words, but watching me do it, it's like, look, there's proof right there. You did it already. You're totally capable of this. So stop sitting there in your negative funk and go do what you got to do. So that's what I got for you today, guys. Be stubborn about being positive. Write down those thoughts. Journal out what you need to. Write down positive mantras. Put them up on the wall. Whatever you need to do. I don't care how crazy it feels. It's going to make you feel better in the end. You're going to have a better attitude. Your life is going to feel lighter. And you're going to get more accomplished. And you're going to reach those goals of yours faster than you are right now. It's going to happen. All right? So be stubborn about being positive. This is Tim Heider with TeamRev.com. Thanks so much for watching today. We'll talk to you next time.